But no, I was actually pleased with the turnout for how hot it was in 4th of July.
Good.
And I'm really excited about the grocery market.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good cross promotion opportunity for us.
Kidding.
Yeah.
The manager at Elkhart, and she was there last farmers market, and she's been really great too. And I think she really hasn't promoted ours, but she'll talk to certain people off the side, and I think it's how we got to do more of our vendors.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm always concerned about how the other farm markets are gonna feel about other farm markets if they're real territorial. Like,
Supportive so far.
You can't have our vendors.
Yeah, so far they've been so supportive. I was actually at the grocery market Saturday.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Good source of information.
All produce there.
Yeah. Throw some of that in. But it being the first year for ours, it's going to be a slow build. But I think we're doing really good, demonstrating to people we have the turnout that it's worthwhile to vendors to come out. So
I think it's been great. I think we even have room to grow if we wanted to there.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. All right, it is 6 o'clock, and I don't know if you guys heard Scott's not joining us, so this is everybody. So I will call the meeting to order. Roll call, we have Austin present, Michael present, Linda present, Scott is not. Next thing on the agenda, are there any additions to the agenda that are not already on there? Does anybody have anything else they'd like to discuss tonight?
Donna Anderson was going to be here to make a request, so she can't be. So between Jill and I, we'll have that.
Okay.
She wants to use her man's park building for exercises.
Okay, so we want to cover that under the Hermann's Park section? Okay. Any other additions? Austin? Linda, anything to add to the agenda? Okay. I didn't have it written in, so I will add to the agenda the approval of the June minutes. Austin, have you had an opportunity to look those over?
Yes.
Okay. And Linda, are you prepared to okay these?
Yeah.
I'm assuming since you gave it to us. All right. I didn't see any issues with it as well.
I move that we accept the minutes
Okay, I would
from
second.
last meeting.
All in favor? Austin?
Aye.
Michael Robbins, aye. Linda is aye. Vote carries. Minutes approved.
Just a friendly reminder, we're still missing April and March.
April and March are the two, right? Okay.
March and April. It's in the minutes there, but we still don't have done.
I will try and have those for our next meeting. Does that work? Okay. All right. First section under the agenda then is general and all parks. So first thing I thought we would start with is our introduction to our new maintenance department supervisor, John Creech. Welcome to the team. We're excited to have you working with us and helping beautify our parks and meet our 5-year goal plans. So the next thing on the agenda, I wasn't sure where the portable toilet, which park that would go into, so I just threw that under general. So Jill said that you had an update for us on portable toilets.
Yeah, so within the first 2 weeks of me working here, that was one thing I kept an eye on.
Okay.
And I was not impressed on the way the current or previous company was maintaining them.
Okay, very good.
And we ended up releasing them and going with Pride. And on top of that, we saved some money.
Pride is the name of the new
Company
maintaining those. Very good.
I don't remember the numbers we saved, but
Wasn't it close to half?
yeah,
We cut it in half almost.
Really?
I think we saved what, 200 and some change a month.
Any other changes? Are they going to be cleaning it on the same schedule, more frequently, less frequently?
As of right now, they're still gonna go every week, once a week. But it's gonna be on Fridays now, not
Okay.
Tuesdays,
So moving the day from Tuesday to Friday.
which should be nice, have a nice clean
So they're clean
facility.
for the weekends.
Yep.
Okay.
They're gonna do it on Tuesdays and Fridays,
Nope,
Did you say
Fridays.
Fridays.
Moved from Tuesday to Fridays.
I did, me and Miguel went down to Condon last Thursday. We got rid of the graffiti on those, we power washed the inside and outside of them. eventually, we're gonna do the same down in Permance and Cummins.
Excellent. Just out of curiosity, what did you do to remove the graffiti? Is that something you're able to wash off?
We have a graffiti spray.
Special
most-
graffiti spray, it just erases graffiti.
Yeah,
Interesting.
for the most part of that was, just permanent marker, but it's kind of wild. You spray it on, and it bubbles off and wipes right off.
Nice.
I don't know about spray paint, but.
Yeah.
Permanent marker.
Took care of it.
Marker works good.
Excellent. So you got that cleaned up in Congdon and you plan to do that in the other parks going forward? Excellent. Thank you for doing that. That definitely will make our bathrooms look a lot nicer, which is nice for our park guests.
I had some high standards for stuff that I take care of and deal with every day, so.
Excellent. We're glad to have that.
Bugging me.
Right.
You guys can live with bugging me.
We are happy to have that. You're not gonna have any complaints from us. Okay, so anything else to do with the switch to Pride Maintenance taking over the portable toilets? Or do we have any questions for Mr. Creech? No? No. Okay, moving forward. Next thing on the agenda, Jill, was something that you brought up, a back to school bash, August 7th from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Bristol Community Church. What's this all about and what can
Yeah.
we do as a board to help support?
So with Bristol Elementary closing the end of this last school year, and transitioning Bristol Community Church and the library, that would be a great kickoff. If we can sort of integrate Eastwood and Bristol and just have an event where we could supply book bags to the children and school supplies. So between Bristol Community Church, we have an ask into the American Legion, the auxiliary group, sort of supplying those needs. But we're also gonna just have some fun things. We hope, well, we will be providing food. And then we're gonna have a water slide, we're gonna have a bounce house. I do have our local Girl Scout troop also participating in that to help with some recruitment. They will be reaching out to Eastwood to see if maybe principals, some of their faculty, and how to get the word out to those children as well. So we're promoting it, the library just created the flyers, it's out on Facebook, we'll continue sharing that.
Okay.
We were gonna ask the park board if they would be interested in supplying the bounce house, which the library has a connection and it would cost us $250 for that. And the town will hopefully be providing the food, we're just not sure which way we're going with that one yet. And the library is supplying the water slide.
How are you guys feeling? I feel good about that.
Yeah,
Do
I would,
you, Austin?
yeah.
Does that sound
Yeah.
like something were you interested in us doing?
The bounce house.
yeah, for
For
$250.
$250 to
That
help
sounds-
sponsor that?
That sounds reasonable.
My only question would be, just a logistical thing, which one of our funds or budgets would that type of thing come out of? Because I'm curious about that with regards to the banner vote and also something I was gonna bring up next.
Yep.
But just for my,
So we have a line, like I said, look at that budget. Pull it up, thank you. So we had a line that we used to budget for the kids' summer park program.
okay, there you go.
So I wanna make
That
sure,
has 3,000 in it.
okay, I wanna make sure I'm just giving you guys accurate information, but that's the line item I would use for that.
Great.
I move that we sponsored the bounce house for the back to school bash for $250.
I second.
Austin seconds. All in favor? Austin?
Aye.
Michael Rapp is aye. Linda?
Aye.
Vote carries. All in favor.
Thank
Aye.
you.
Providing $250 from the summer park program fund.
We'll get that pulled up real fast just to confirm that. But if the park would like to have a table at this event, garden, I'm gonna reach out to the hub as well. 'Cause I think it's just great to share with our family, our community, some of the resources we have right here. So if you're interested, August 7th, then 5:30 to 7:30 at the Bristol Community Church. The great news about this event is if it happens to get rained out and work, we can move everything inside.
Great.
So in the family life center, we can move bounce house in there, the food.
Where?
Inside the church, the family life center.
Okay.
So,
So it's going to be at the church.
correct.
BCC.
There's $3,000 in park, well,
Park Summer Program.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've taken anything. out
Oh,
of that.
yeah, you've only used, year to date, you used what? $468 out of 3,000. You had plenty there. You have plenty there.
Yep.
I was looking at Jill. You have plenty there.
Well, Jill cares too, but yeah. Thank you.
That would be great. We appreciate that, and I will let the team know.
I will think about, if there's anything we can add to, information table you said that you can
If
have
you'd
there.
like to
Okay.
participate, yeah.
I was curious to talk to you about that with regards to, homecoming and some of the other events, so I'll contact you about the community garden, get some information about that, so I'll contact you. To see what and when we can get that information put out. And Mike, you said it was 3,000 was the total budget for that. That's fine, right? Okay, thank you. All right, anything else on the back to school bash, Jill?
Nothing I can think of right now.
Okay, any questions from the board, Austin?
No.
Linda?
No.
Okay. Moving on then.
Did you vote on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
Yep.
Right, I was looking
Linda.
up and.
made the first motion, Austin seconded. Yeah. Next thing that I have on the agenda is really about what this program is all about. Because in talking, well, in realizing that our elementary school is closing down, and I've been talking with the library director, Carol Reeves. I was just wondering what we as a town and as a park board can do to try to, fill that gap that the elementary school provided that gave kids and families the opportunity to get together with their neighbors. So it sounds like we're already doing this kind of thing. So I just wanted to say, I think we should think about other ideas that we can do to fill that gap. So Jill, by all means, if you're hearing about other things with local churches, local public organizations, the library, if they're doing family events, by all means, let us know. We'd really like to be involved with that. Especially since we've had that kids summer program that we no longer do, but I think we can use those funds for supporting other organizations that are doing those things. And then also I think we should think about ways that we can try to get some of these things going in the parks. And it's, maybe piggybacking on some of the event planning that you've got going on, if there's anything you can think of, especially for kids or young families, that we can do in the parks to give them, again, an opportunity to meet their neighbors, since they're not going to be doing that at school anymore. So
Right.
that was more just I wanted to bring that up and say, hey, let's think about it and keep ideas coming for ways to fill that gap in the loss of our elementary school. Does anybody have any specifics that they'd like to add to that? That's more just to think about it going forward. Okay. Next thing on the agenda, we have the playground mulch replacement. Mike, you had emailed that we're gonna need to order some more mulch. Mike and or John, do you guys have a number for us on how much you need to complete the work?
Yeah, oh, you brought a copy?
Excellent.
Right,
Thank you, sir.
I only brought one though.
that's,
Okay. And so I did notice that we okayed a purchase of 11 bags. Is that what we ordered already? So we need 11 bags more.
11 bags and.
So that is, you guys already approved the first batch,
Right.
and then this batch, you told us in email, go ahead, go for it.
Okay.
And we
Yep.
would be compliant on everything.
Very good.
it's actually.
11 bags at $380 a unit, total cost $4,180.
It'd be good if you vote to approve this, because we've already taken delivery and installed some at the park.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
So this is okay, we paid probably 4,000 for the last batch. This is gonna be about 8,000 to put mulch down. Is that right?
I think that's pretty close. The first batch was 3,800 or something. I don't recall it being 4,000.
It was 11 bags.
Yeah, I knew the quantity was the same. That's what I was checking on, but I didn't. see the unit
It's
price.
about the same amount, but
I'd like to
we
see it.
really hadn't replaced mulch for a long time.
Did they have some borders delivered? And did
They're
we
there,
replace
I
some
don't
more?
have time to do them right now, this week's been kind of crazy. But we did finish Condon today,
Great.
So there's front mulch around the play, set down there. Nice and thick, kids fall off, they're gonna bounce right back up.
There you go. That's the point. All right.
And it will look nice for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
4,100.
So you have the border you need. Is that gonna be to expand the area around the swing set? That's my memory of the discussion. But I
Really
wanted to-
expanding it.
Is it to replace stuff that's damaged?
I think it's just to hopefully keep the mulch in.
Okay.
That was ordered before my time.
Mhm.
Um,
Um,
how many pieces of border do you have? I mean, is it enough to like replace every piece of border that's out there or just to
I think
replace
what it's,
some of them?
what it's meant to be, cause it's all rubber. We're gonna fasten it to the existing timbers that are there.
Oh, okay. So it's a wood timber right now as the
Yes.
border.
Which
Oh,
is
okay.
ground level.
And so this will be up higher, keeping it in.
Yeah,
Okay,
kind of like a crown molding.
very good.
It's what's around the claiming structure right now in Cummins Park
Yeah.
and.
And I was thinking we had that around those areas already. I thought we had the new border
No.
in. So this is replacing old border. All right, thank you for getting me up to speed.
Okay,
Around
I
the
move
swing set
that
and
we,
everything, yeah.
okay, I move that we, purchase 11 more bags at $4,180 of mulch from Intech.
Second.
Austin seconds. All in favor? Austin Burton?
Aye.
Austin is an aye. Linda?
Aye.
Michael Ropp is aye. Vote carries. All in favor to provide mulch to the tune of $4,180. And you know which fund that's coming out of, Mike?
Yes, it's your ground improvements.
Ground
fund.
improvements. Very good.
You only spent, well, this shows $3,300 has been spent out here, but I wonder if that first invoice has been, I'm sure it's been paid. So maybe that was the amount of the first invoice, $3,300. And then this will be 41. Yeah, I don't,
You could look up in the invoices and search and tech.
well, except I'm using the PDF. I
If it was
printed
a
out.
33, would you
Oh,
say
yeah.
33, Mike?
3,300 is what it
There's
is.
only, well,
Well, it's gone up $80 since we last bought.
it could easily be.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Well,
Yeah.
300 times 11 is 33.
Yep.
That 80 in there and it's
Yep.
400 and,
So, you will have
41.8.
spent, $7,000 out of your $20,000 ground improvement budget. So you're in good shape.
it needed to be done.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's compliant now, it'll be compliant and we won't have to worry about that. And, who keeps this?
Do you want to keep this or is this for us? Okay.
Yeah,
I will hang on to it and keep it with my notes. Thank you. Okay, anything else you need from us on the playground mulch? Okay, any questions from the board? Austin?
No.
Linda?
Nope.
Okay. Moving on to the next item then, park board secretary post. This was just, I wanted to ask Jill if, or Jill and or Mike, if you guys could get the information that we have in the quarterly newsletter shared on our town Facebook page. So we can start getting that, seeking secretary
Mhm.
out there. And if there's any way to condense that request down and get it on the sign, the digital sign, like park board seeking secretary.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm assuming you haven't gotten any responses from the newsletter yet, since it just came out like, what, Monday? So,
No, I haven't
Okay.
heard anything.
all right. So that's the only thing I needed to say about the park board secretary, just see if we could get the post, start getting that advertised. So did
Yeah.
anybody else have any questions or comments or suggestions regarding the park board secretary post?
No, I don't know of anybody.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If you know of anybody that seems like they might be interested in getting involved, they don't have to be a town resident, correct? Since it's just an appointee by the board.
Yeah, they're not a board members.
Right.
I think so.
That's my impression.
Okay. All right. Very good. Moving on to the next agenda item, budget review. And Mike, this is just because you guys shared it with us. I don't know if you had anything specific regarding the budget that you wanted to share.
No, everything looks good except contractual services, and I think we mentioned this last month as well.
Mhm.
We did, a lot of that was the online reservation for, park rentals.
Park rentals.
Yeah, it was getting
yeah,
that
And
system
our,
set up.
and our app
And the
for
pickleball.
pickleball,
Mhm.
it's those two.
Yeah, everything else, we're in really good shape. Most of the budget, you've got 70-80% of the budget left, and we're already halfway through the
Halfway
year.
through,
It's in pretty
yeah.
good shape. There's a couple that are down at 50, but we're fine.
Mhm.
And regarding the contractual services, is it looking like that's something that we're, by the end of the year, it's gonna be short? Or are we looking at, is that such a high percentage of our yearly cost because we had higher startup costs? Or do we have higher recurring costs that we hadn't anticipated?
Good question. Don't know.
I think there was just some unforeseen, like with the pickleball, we weren't aware of that change.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then
So
along with the online reservations that we set up this year.
So for the online reservations, it doesn't cost us anymore monthly. It's our monthly maintenance. How about the app for pickleball?
Yeah, that's an annual.
That's a monthly one?
No, it's an
Annual.
annual.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll know what to do next year.
Yeah, we'll have it. I don't think there was any, there might be an annual fee for that online reservation. I'll go back to my notes.
I recall it being pretty small, especially compared to the startup cost. I think that it was the initial cost for
It
that
was.
was so high, but I think the
Implementation, yeah.
annual cost was
I
fairly
think there
low.
might be cost to that, but
Mhm.
I can verify and get back with you guys.
Okay, yeah, if we can look at the recurring costs for those and just make sure that our fund for contractual services will cover those next year. But yeah, I think the main issue we figured out was that it was the high startup cost for the online reservations.
Well, I expect the park board will see the new budget in September, maybe, probably, should we? So we'll take a look, we'll have a better idea then. Overall, though, I think you'll be fine. We can Jill moves stuff around within your.
And what do you
in the
mean, we'll see?
category of expenditures, we can do some shifting.
And what do you mean we'll see the new budget in September?
That's
Like
when
the-
you'll be reviewing
For
it for
26.
2027.
Okay, so we'll start our 2027 review in September. Thank you.
Probably start and finish it.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause we'll be on a pretty tight
He does.
timeline at that point.
Michael. He does it.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, I'll give
Yeah,
it
and
to
then
you
give it
guys.
to us
Yeah,
for-
I give
for
it to you guys, and then you
Yeah,
review.
because then it
it.
gets
Shift
sent
it
to
around.
town
Okay.
council for
Yeah.
final approval.
Right.
And do they need that by October? Is that why we see it in September? Okay.
Yeah, it was in October, November. My- yeah, I have
CCI,
CCI, CCD.
CCD. Oh, we have not transferred those monies
We
yet.
don't transfer.
Oh,
We transfer, but I
no,
think
we can
still-
use out of that.
Yes, but I'm just saying, we still have that money.
We do.
If we wanna use that for the mulch too. So you
Yes.
remember the 10,000?
The 10,000? Use it for the mulch.
Anyhow, we don't do a transfer any longer to the.
We have to
county
pay
authority.
out of,
We
yes.
pay it out of a fund that we put $10,000 every year for the park. And
Mhm.
it could be for those large purchases right there that you just discussed. But
That's a good idea.
So-
You can take all of it out, matter of fact,
well,
7,000 of it.
Well, yeah, we already paid the one, so.
yeah,
Okay,
well,
all right.
Well, yeah, whatever
There
Jill
was
says.
some discussion, I feel like, about using that for something
I just wanna make
else.
sure we haven't used.
I
it.
agree. It seems like we've used part of it already, but we'll find out. I don't have that
Okay.
program.
We will get
up
it
and
used,
running
though.
here.
We need to get
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm afraid of.
I think it was when we were discussing the feasibility of doing the mural project this year.
Oh, that's
Or
right.
the parking lot this year, but we decided both those projects would be pushed till next year, correct?
Yeah.
I know the mural, yeah.
The mirror, I don't know about the parking lot.
Theoretically.
Depends on
I
how
might be able
bad
to
it
do
is.
that.
Yeah. Well, why don't we add that to the discussion under Congdon, which is just coming up next? Because I'd like to revisit that. Okay, so anything else generally about the budget that we need to cover right now?
Not for me.
Mike, Austin, questions, concerns, Linda?
Mm-mm.
Okay, all right, moving on to Congdon Park specifics then. Why don't we add there to the number one, the parking lot? I know we had discussed it last month. John, have you had a chance to look at the parking lot in Congdon, or have you been involved in the discussion to replace that or resurface the parking lot there?
I was told that he wanted it repaved.
Okay,
I think it's savable. I think go in, clean it up, crack seal it, and seal coat it.
okay,
But that's my opinion.
I'm okay with giving it a shot.
Wasn't it? He wanted to expand it.
There was that talk as well.
yeah, adding some other areas, I think. Part of, if you hadn't got this part of the conversation, part of the reason we were looking at getting that done is because we want to put, not fencing, but like guardrails around the outside.
Outside of the rock.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And he was saying that if we did that, then it would make the actual repaving process more difficult. In your opinion, if we were gonna just fix the cracks and reseal it, is that something we could do after those barriers went in, or would that be something that would need to be done beforehand?
And I've been working with Mike on trying to find some money. We're talking about trying to buy a paint sprayer to do our own lane striping, so we wouldn't have to contract that out to do parking spots if the town actually acquires one.
Okay, so we could save some money on the painting work that would need to be done after. Is that something we could get a second opinion from, I don't know, asphalt specialists? Or what's your background with paving or asphalt? I mean,
No,
would you consider yourself a specialist? No.
not on that side of it, but you look at it and then you deal with so many bad roads. Where I came from, we had a handful of roads where they were pretty bad.
Mhm.
And I don't know how thick this is out there, but do we know how old it is now? How many years ago it was?
That was the question at the last meeting. You think over 20?
Oh, yeah.
If Scott was here, he'd be able to narrow it down for us too. He's been on the board for quite some
The
time.
thing is, there's
But,
nothing really majorly heavy going across it every day.
mhm.
You know, it's low speed. I think. Crack fill it and reseal coat it, you probably get another 10 years out of it.
Yeah, I would say it'd be worth a shot. I mean,
It's
worst
probably
case
gonna be
is
what,
we
a
get,
quarter of the
two-
price of repaving it.
yeah, and even if we only get 2 more years out of it, that's, I don't see how we're any further behind.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't think.
okay.
I'd say let's give it a shot, save some money and see what happens.
It'll look good.
Yeah.
All right, so do we want to bring that up at the next
Really
meeting
bad.
to do an official vote on making that decision? Is
Yeah,
there any
we'll
more
get some-
information you can provide us?
We'll get some costs
By
and
next.
quotes on that.
Okay,
Are we trying to make it happen this year? Or,
Yeah, if we can get can do that with a contractor. Probably. Yeah, I'll see what we can get
add
available.
it to my list.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to your list.
I think from our perspective, it'll depend on cost and what we have available in our
Seal.
funds, but if you're talking a quarter of the cost, 5,000 versus 20,000, we've got that in the maintenance fund,
Yeah.
funds.
What do we call that? Pack and seal?
Crack seal
Crack
and
seal and seal coat.
Crack seal.
Like your driveways, like, you ever see how residential, certain seals, they'll put gravel. They'll do the emulsion and then gravel. I don't think we wanna do that. That'll tear up some little kids' feet and elbows. And
Yeah.
fall.
Yeah,
We don't want that.
Okay, so you work on getting some quotes, find out availability for our August or September meeting, or do we need to try to make sure it gets done by August?
Um,
Guess it depends on what you're able to get. So if you can get it by August, let us know. We'll get it on the agenda.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns regarding the parking lot refinish at Condon Park? Austin? Linda?
Nope.
Peanut Gallery? Okay. Moving forward, we had a request from the library director, Carol Reeves, for some funds to cover car show banners. We helped cover the cost of a large banner for the car show that went across the road, and apparently that has torn in half and is not repairable. So she's asked for funds to cover, it was 8 to 10 smaller signs at $45 a sign, and she's asked for 450. Would we want to cover that full cost, half that cost, none of that cost? Does anybody have any questions or thoughts? Linda, what do you think? I think you expressed
Well,
it.
each year I think we give them, I'm known at least $400, $300, $400. So, I think it's a really good show and
Yeah,
it's
they've been
been,
turned out.
they have a lot of people that come to it.
Mhm. I agree.
So I would be for that.
And do we think that would be also something that would come out of the summer park program fund?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Austin, do you have any questions or thoughts about that?
No questions.
Okay. Do I have a motion? Or I guess I can make a motion. I make a motion to provide the library with $450 for signs for the car show to come out of the summer perks program. Is there a second?
Second.
Austin seconds. All in favor? Austin?
Aye.
Michael Rapp is aye. Linda Powell? Linda Powell is aye. That's all in favor.
Now we're buying, well, we're actually buying 14, what did you say?
That's for 8 to 10 signs.
Banner,
10 signs.
Did she say banners?
sure banners.
Or is it replacing the banner?
They're banners for our decorative street light.
Okay, thank you.
Street light banners.
All right. And just out of my curiosity, how does those funds logistically get to the library? Do they need to give you an invoice, or since we've just approved a fund of $450, do we write them a check? I'm just curious how that works on the back end. Do you guys know?
Each ask is unique, so
Okay.
if we have the invoice, we can pay up to $450, or we can just write a check to the library, the library.
All right.
So did you guys make a motion, you wanna pay for it, or do you want to just issue a check to the library for $450?
The latter is how the vote
Okay.
was worded. So if
So
that
we'll
works
issue
for
a
you,
check to the library and just,
if that works
Yep.
for your end, yeah. I just wasn't sure if we would have somebody coming back to us saying that they needed an invoice first. I didn't know how those types of funding
no,
projects
you make a
worked.
motion
So,
for us to
okay.
give the library, we can do it that way.
all right. Okay. Next thing on the agenda. Oh, I thought that I had tree planting on here.
This is tree
I
pruning.
have tree pruning, yes. But what I really was curious about was whether we got the trees planted or if we had a plan for the planting.
They're planted.
They're planted.
I've been watering them twice a week.
Very good.
How
Very
about the
good.
cemetery?
Mm.
You guys,
Got no tree on the hill.
Huh?
Got no tree on the hill.
we need an alligator bag for that one.
It,
Is it okay? You guys won't forget it, will you? That's an important tree.
there's a gator bag on it.
Is there a gator
Yeah.
bag? Okay.
Do you find that those are working pretty well? And better than having to go and water it every day, maybe?
I think I haven't really timed it. I think it loses its water within a day.
Hmm.
So,
Is there just one bag per tree?
uh-huh.
Okay.
And I would probably say I could probably fit in between 5 to 10 gallons of water per the bags.
Really?
It's quite a bit. Like cemetery one's kind of hard because I'll bring it back on the truck, leave it on the tailgate, fill it up, and I'll pull it off the back of the tailgate. And I struggle carrying that bag up there.
Up to the, live in the cemetery, well, bless your heart. I like that tree there. And it's an oak tree, right?
Yep.
A bur oak.
Very good. All right, well, thank you for getting those planted and for taking care of them. We're excited to see how they grow. Did anybody else have any questions about trees in Congdon?
So eventually, when everything calms down, I start getting more situated and getting my guys worked into the flow of how I run things. I talked to Mr. Yoder over there. I would like to do some trimming around Condon and Cummins.
Trimming of the trees?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm not gonna be removing them, just trimming. I think Cummins is getting a little out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kinda like the fact of having a town park right on the river where you can't see the river.
Yeah.
So I would like to clean that up
Okay.
on our downtime.
Oh, that's why I had pruning in there. I just remembered. One of the things I wanted to recommend or request is that we do some pruning of the trees, but try to work with, I've learned some new terminology. I think it's ISA certified arborists. And there's a specific certification called TRAC, Tree Risk Assessment Qualification. And if we can find arborists that have that, that can give us recommendations. One of the questions that we had about the trimming versus removal of trees down there by our park was, does this tree pose a risk? Is it at risk of falling down? Because that's about the only time we'd want to remove trees, is if they're like,
Yeah.
this thing's gonna fall.
So
So there's specific certification and arborists that can give us recommendations on things like that, that could maybe help you decide what needs trimmed, what needs removed.
I'll give you a little
So,
info on my history.
excellent, let's hear it.
I wasn't a road guy my whole life. For the most part, the last 20 years, that's all I've done is tree work.
Oh, awesome.
So if you guys wanna spend the money on hiring an arborist to come out and tell me,
You're fine, as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned, you're fine. Michael's the one
Yeah.
that's the one that likes
which,
that.
Well,
if,
what I didn't like was how some of the trees were handled down in there. They just topped one of them that we wanted to have pruned, and it's actually gonna reduce the life of the
well,
tree.
topping's not good on any
Yeah.
trees.
So,
Maybe
if
soft
you
maple.
understand that, yeah,
A soft maple, and
Yeah.
then, if then,
yeah,
but no, I'm not topping nothing.
okay, very good.
I
Very
refuse to
good.
top it.
So if we're on the same page as far as how pruning goes, not hacking stuff up and, doing smart pruning, not removing trees that don't pose a risk,
Yeah.
just taking out the small limbs. I didn't do it for a long time, but I was a tree trimmer for about 5 years out in Colorado and did groundwork mostly, but
Yeah.
I learned some good ways and bad ways to do it. So
Yeah.
that's kind of why I have a feeling about it.
Now,
So,
I've done a lot of it, but NIPSCO did send us through a class where we had the proper cuts. That was
Mhm.
more damage in the trees. NIPSCO was a little more strict on how we trim their trees compared to like AE, so.
okay, that's good to hear. Yeah, because I know some of the utility trimming they do, it's just, you just hack everything that's anywhere near a line.
It's not appearance.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So yeah, just so you know, we do care about the appearance of the trees in our parks too. So if you're on board with that, then we're on the same page.
Yeah,
So,
you guys won't be disappointed on that one.
all right,
Just give me a little time.
very good. And yeah, that, like you said, the reason that a lot of the trees look the way they do is because we haven't done any pruning in a long time, and they need it. Trees need a little trim every once in a while. It makes them happy. It makes all the plants around them happy too. So, all right. Anything else for Congdon Park, Austin, Linda? All right. Moving forward, I didn't have anything for Cummins. Did anyone have anything for Cummins Park? Austin?
Basketball court's getting striped next week.
I don't know, they've promised many a time. We hope next week.
Do we have any concerns for the firework display in Cummins? Did I hear that?
Oh,
that
good
moved
question. Yeah, so the fireworks display has moved to Cummins. They've done that there one time before, is that correct?
2 years, 2 years ago now.
And is anyone aware of any issues they had, or any
I hope
concerns
they
about
don't
plans
do
for
them
this
on our
year?
new basketball court.
That's what I said.
Okay.
We
I was like, I
someone
hope
tried to
they're
charge
like
me
this.
not
That's
that.
that's the paint job.
So that's a
He
legitimate
stays off
question.
our-
Do we know that they will not be using the basketball court? Okay.
Pickleball spot.
We can use the pickleball course then. All right. You're the one that brought that up. Did you have any specific questions or just?
I was curious if we had any concerns for that, like, yeah, where they'd be launched. And if that would cause any issues for any of the courts.
Okay. But the plan is not to be using the courts for their launch pads, correct?
Right.
They
Okay.
got plenty of land.
And we
there.
did close off the pickleball, courts and the reservation can be done, because we do have to close the park. I think, Mike, we have a
Okay, very
time
good.
frame.
6 o'clock, no one,
Is that
I
what we're,
think.
okay, so the park will be closed.
Right.
And you are moving the porta potties up to the
Yep.
5. Okay. I'm gonna remind you again on Thursday, because I know your week is busy.
While we're on Cummins, I did have a question about pickleball stuff, kind of for future planning. Do we still have, a net available for people to borrow
For
before
pickleball,
or after the nets are taken down?
somewhere.
Yes,
And do we have any, there was some discussion a while back about getting some stuff donated, possibly paddles and balls for us to have available for people to borrow or rent. Is that anything that we are currently doing?
I know that Mark, George and
Debbie?
Debbie, didn't they store that stuff for us?
we have it down, the net, we have downstairs, the temporary net,
Oh, we do have that
for
downstairs.
request, yeah.
Okay. And when the nets come down now, because the Georges aren't as involved with it, are we gonna find some place to store those? And do we know when they're coming down?
I don't know if we know when, I think it's all weather dependent. We
Weather
keep it open
dependent,
until the
yeah.
weather starts to turn.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna take those down and get probably to store them here or in the
Or
new
the
street
cold.
department.
The cold storage.
Okay, so you guys have a place already figured out?
Storage.
That will take a while.
Okay. Just looking forward, one of the things I think might be neat for us to try to do is get some equipment available for people to borrow. So if we can think about how we would logistically handle that, I realize that's asking you guys here in the town hall to take on some.
Was that a
Extra
year
work,
ago, we
but-
presented an option with the company, it's a kiosk.
Yeah, and I think,
There was,
sorry, go ahead.
well, I'm just saying, I don't know if we wanna get in the business of renting out paddles and balls. So I don't know how that would even work, do we collect a deposit?
I think it's so popular now. I don't think that we need to have
Yeah.
rentals of those. I think people, and they're affordable, and aren't they?
Yeah. You know,
They're
what kind of paddle you
affordable.
want, yeah, you can get some, yeah, but I don't know if I would wanna suggest that we keep them on hand for people.
I understand a net, but your paddles and your balls.
Yeah,
I just remember growing up in the Elkhart parks, like they had anything and everything you could possibly want to rent or borrow. I mean, they had plastic hockey sticks you
so they
could
probably had
put
like a
together
store and
and.
somebody running it too.
On property.
It was, I mean, it was rented through, like, they had a parks department.
building
But
you go
the
to,
secretary
yeah.
at the parks department is where people would go for that. But yeah, it was just stored in the garage of the park department's president. I knew because my best friend was his son. So his garage was always full of all the equipment that was available to rent. And it was pretty popular. I mean, it got utilized a lot more than you'd think. So.
Yeah.
It's something I wouldn't mind trying to explore, the possibility of having a few small things that could allow some other people to have access to things like pickleball in
Would
our
you be
parks.
interested in
So
a kiosk option again?
I think we looked at that and the concern was just the price versus the payout. The cost was a lot higher than the benefit. So I'm thinking something a lot lower key. You know, Denise has a couple paddles behind the desk and somebody leaves their ID. But if we can just think about some ways that we might be able to do that, that's something I'd like to consider going forward.
I think it's a great idea. Unfortunately, we're just here at 4 o'clock. I mean,
Mhm.
most people are gonna be early morning or late at night.
Mhm. Yeah.
I like the idea. I just don't know how
Mhm.
be creative.
Well, those are valuable insights. I mean, anything like,
Something you could, sorry, maybe cut you off,
No,
but
go
like the
ahead.
library. Like we supply them and when go to the library, rent those out.
Sometimes they don't open till 11,
their hours right now are,
different
Um,
hours.
yeah, kind of even less so than ours. But let's think about that, weigh all the pros and cons. Obviously, like you say, having staff available at times when people would want to use them, could be an issue, so. Um, right, I've got so many notes on here now, I need to find back where I was. All right, so that was in Cummins Park. Did anybody else have anything for Cummins Park? Austin, Linda,
Mm.
guests?
Now, Jill had me go look at the pickleball court
Okay,
on the cracks. Now, there are some cracks over there that need addressed, which could probably be crack filled, but when you do that, I don't know how that would work with that paint that's already on that court.
mm-hmm.
I don't know if they would have to strip that coating, crack fill it, then re-coat the pickleball court. That one's kind of out of my.
I think Scott is more of our expert than any of us here.
Yeah.
I don't know when the
he-
last time.
Scott would be the one you'd want to talk to.
Was fairly surface.
It was just, yeah, I think it was at 21, it opened.
Yeah, and we have done some crack fill or crack repair on that since it opened,
So
correct?
like I don't think we have.
I don't
No.
think so.
No,
I don't think
Talked
we-
about it for
Yeah.
2 years now.
yeah.
So we need to find out who Eric called. There's some expert that he found, even premium concrete services. What's his name? He had some ideas. I thought Max Yicky.
Another suggestion that I do coating, who's doing the basketball court.
Yep.
They are, I don't know if they do the crack filling, but they do a lot of pickleball courts. Maybe they just paint, but maybe they could have some resources.
Yeah. I know if we know anybody from any of the other pickleball courts,
Ask
you know.
Debbie and George, I think
Yeah.
this was brought up and they didn't have.
You'd think our courts can't be the only one experiencing cracks, so.
I would agree with that.
It's so new that
Mhm.
so many of the courts are new. That's not happening yet. So, I mean, we were one of the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
Now, was the asphalt new asphalt or was it tennis courts before?
It was tennis courts before, but
They tore
then
it
they
down.
tore them
Yeah,
up.
they
Fresh
resurfaced.
asphalt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's completely
Never
resurfaced.
I mean, maybe they're even resource.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is there any kind of a
Now, did
warranty
they
on
do
your
the
work?
coating?
No, somebody else did.
There was a Mexican something.
So I would reach out to the companies Mike talked about, and I would also talk to Scott Dreamer. I mentioned, I think, in an email, he's not with. us
Definitely
tonight,
talk
but
to
he's,
Scott, so.
He's the vice
came in.
president, and he's been very involved in the basketball court and the pickleball court resurfacing and painting. So he may even have some other names or resources that could help you with that. So, and if you, whatever you find, bring it back to us next month and we'll give you the support we can. All right, moving on from Cummins.
His list just keeps getting longer.
Okay, yeah. That's the way it goes. You did bring it up. I mean, we were ready to move on,
That's
John.
right.
I know.
So-
I'm gonna have to ask Mike to approve me assistant.
Okay, so next thing we have is Hermance Park. And first thing we have on there is the planting projects update, images and request. Mike, do you have Kathy's images, the photos that she sent to us? Or does everybody have those pictures in mind? I think she sent them to all of us. You helped with the
I was
work.
gonna
so
say,
you
I
probably-
didn't.
You
so-
did the work, so you don't need to see the
I haven't
pictures.
seen the rock, so do you have a picture of the river rock? that you
Oh, since the
actually-
river rock went in, no. I
No.
haven't seen that either.
It's not totally done down there. And she still has some planting that she wants to do and it got hot last week.
Yeah, that was not a
And we
good
got
week to be
busy
outside
this
working.
week.
Yeah,
So hopefully the next week or so,
I got
You can help
plants,
Kathy.
Mike's got plants, we all
Yeah.
have plants that
Yeah.
we wanted.
So she's doing, basically for anybody that doesn't know, or if there's anybody watching online, she's done an area around the rock right inside the parking area at Hermance. Where, and then right by the front door,
Then it leads back to the pavilion.
yeah, where it's
From
gonna
the rock
connect
to the
to
pavilion.
an area that Linda and I are gonna talk about when we're done talking about the work Kathy's done. So she's just volunteered her time and her energy to find plants, to get the landscape fabric, put that down. The maintenance staff has put rocks in for us. She's planted a number of plants. And so far, it looks like she is trying to stick to those native plants as per our 5-year plan. So from what I can see, as far as what she's selected and planted, it looks great. It'll grow well here, especially in that wet environment down there. And she's going to continue to work on that as her schedule allows. If you have anything you'd like to add to it, if you'd like to donate some plants to it, contact Kathy Antonelli. And again, she's doing kind of that, and then some smaller areas like around our signs at entrances to our parks as well. We have a larger planting project going on in Hermance Park, which Linda and I and the team of volunteers had a meeting recently, and have gotten some things, kind of gotten the ball rolling a little bit more with that. I did email everybody. John, do you recall seeing that? I think you replied, but it was just called the Hermance Planting Project, and I talked about phase 1 happening in early September, where we're gonna be doing some planting around the trees and then all the way around the pavilion. And so what we were thinking there, I guess I might, Linda, did you want to be presenting this, or?
No,
did you
go
want to?
ahead and talk,
Okay,
you
okay.
like to talk.
So phase 1 is planned for early September, and where we're talking about doing that is around the stand of trees right off of the parking lot. There's a concrete pad and there's 3 trees, larger trees, and then around the pavilion. And what are we thinking? Maybe 5 feet, 6 feet out from the pavilion? More than that,
No, I would say 4 feet, 4 to 5.
4 to 5 feet. Okay. So basically, like what you guys, did you remove the sod for Kathy too?
yes,
Okay. So that's what we're talking about, is basically connecting that and extending all the way around the building.
so it's gonna be rock.
Well, that's what I wanted
No.
to ask you, what you thought about material. I mean, you and your team are gonna be the ones having to install it, having to maintain it, you know, if you need to add rock years from now, or if you decided to do wood mulch, you need to add wood mulch about every year. Do you have a thought or an opinion about
I'm a rock
what
fan.
type of, you're a rock fan?
Yep.
Okay, all right. I wanted to get your thought on that, because when I was doing it,
Mulch
I did
is,
not like rock because it was a lot of work, but if you're happy doing the work, then.
no, I like rock. I have a lot of landscaping at my house that I take pride in, it's all rock.
Yeah. And if you're ever needing to blow leaves or anything, like that's a lot better to have in rock
Yeah.
than mulch. So, and I don't know how often we need to do that in the parks, but if you are ever doing
That
that,
and the
rock.
rock's gonna stay there if it floods again down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mulch is gonna wash away.
Yeah.
Float away.
Okay.
Around the pavilion, I'm thinking that we want to kind of build it up, especially on this one corner. Don't ask me which corner that is.
I was gonna grab the drawing rather than
Corner
trying to
of the
say.
pavilion,
Sort of northwest.
no, closest to the river, okay? Take a look at the foundation back on that, it's not real great, I don't think. And I'm thinking that
If you're familiar with Herman's Park.
it
that's the
could be
parking lot.
packed
This is
with players.
the Elkhart River, kayak launching, and then it's over here. So the area she's talking about.
Banked up
is kind of
or
this corner
something.
right there. Cause this is the area that seems to flood first and the most,
Mhm.
and it actually seems like it's affecting the foundation a little bit. So if before we plant, if we can get some, especially some clay soil up against the base of this building, so that when water, comes down off the top of it, or if water comes from this way, it pushes it away from.
On the building.
And if you actually look, you can see in the foundation, like where the water is hitting, and you can see it's actually eroding the cinder block a little bit more. So you can kind of see the danger area, but it's kind of the backside and a little bit of that front corner. So what we're talking about doing is removing the sod the rest of the way around that, and then going back into this corner with some clayey soil to really pack it down and get a slope going away from it. Is what we're considering doing. Do you have any thoughts on that, on how that would work?
You'd have to look at it, I think.
Yeah,
I think you need to see it, John, to see what we're talking about. And we can talk later about that too, but that's kind of basically what we want to do, and we put in like hosta plants all
Mhm.
across the back or something
Some
that
native grasses and things like that.
Right
that
back.
grow in the shade.
behind the building there.
And so our team of volunteers, we think we can mostly provide the plants that we will want there. Because between all of us volunteers, we've got
Yeah.
all kinds of the native plants, the black-eyed Susans, coneflower, echinacea.
Well, it takes sun, and that's not sun. We need shade.
Yeah, that I was thinking more for like the front side of the
Yeah.
pavilion. But again, so that part of, we're planning it for early September, but we would need to coordinate that with you, John. What we would need for you to do before we go in and do it is take out the sod. That's
yeah.
that's the biggest
Now,
part
are
of
you
that.
guys did set on 4 to 5 foot? That's a lot of rock.
No, I'm not set on 4 to 5. I could be happy with 3,
2 to 5.
2 to 3.
Yeah. And it also like I don't
Enough
know
for
how
a
we
house. You know, a hosta plant can
Oh, yeah.
get this big.
I got hostas too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Usually gotta break them down
So-
every couple of years.
Yeah, and
I
that's what
know,
we're all
that's
doing. We're gonna
right.
be
We'll
thinning
be
our stuff
breaking
out
them
this
down.
summer. And,
Yeah.
yeah, and so if you have stuff you want to donate, we have a place we can plant it. And so we don't like really straight edges, we kind of would like a bit of a curve. So, it can be
Yeah.
2 feet in some places, 5 feet in others. But yeah, that's determining how much rock we would need to fill that area is something that we could use assistance with.
And has that hole back where that tree was taken out, has that been filled in?
Probably not.
It's right in that area where I just
It's in
showed
the
you.
back.
It's behind the
It's
pavilion.
we took one of those, what kind of tree was it?
Well, are you taking some sod out of that area as well eventually to?
There might be some sod that might need to come out, and if you fill in that hole and then put some of that sod on it, that'd be good too.
Oh, sure, it would be a good idea, rather than trying to seed it. There's just a place where we took out a tree that it's a significant dip now, so we would need to put some topsoil in it. And if you timed that with the removal of the sod, you could just move some of the sod over on top of it. But that's where the walking path is kind of gonna go, so we'd like that as level as we can get it with the rest of the surrounding grass layers. And if you are on the backside of that pavilion, I think you'll see pretty easily where that hole is that we're talking about.
But, so are you thinking of, I'm not sure, if I'm John, I'm not sure when you're planning to do around the building. Is that this month or September or?
We'd said
I
September.
think that we'd say closer to September-ish.
Yeah,
I
not this
mean,
month.
we
not
don't
August.
we don't wanna be rushing you into stuff. We want you to get comfortable.
Yeah, so I think it's something that you'd probably appreciate at least a week's notice, get worked into your
Well,
schedule.
Yeah, weather dependent too
Some-
down there,
Yeah, right.
cause it was borderline when I was pulling that side up. I don't wanna tear up the lawn anymore,
Yeah,
so, which I guess on the backside really doesn't matter, but I don't wanna tear it.
yeah. Well, we don't want you to either because it's really funny because when you go back there, all this grass that's on the bank of that river, about maybe 10 feet wide, it's really solid. Okay. And when it flooded everything, this was just as solid as could be. Yep, and the grass was there. It wasn't flooded at all.
Yeah.
So that you'll probably notice. That's where we want to just make it a walkway. No, nothing but grass.
We're thinking eventually, About the only thing that's gonna stay grass on the backside of that is about an 8-10 foot wide grass walkway. And we would have native plants, native grasses, all kinds of stuff like that planted around most of that from the path to the pavilion. Um, and I can show you the drawing I have again. That path is kind of gonna go around the outside of the park and eventually in next year, over the next 2 to 3 years, over the, coming phases, we're gonna take a lot of that sod that's out, every time it floods, you can't get mowers back there.
Yeah,
It was damaging the playground equipment that used to be there. That's why we had to remove it. So the goal is to take most of that grass out and plant native plants, especially stuff that's good at soaking up the water. So that if the parks do flood, those plants will soak it up faster, returning the park to a usable condition more quickly. So that's why we started this project. And that's the long-term goal we're looking at out there, is really getting rid of most of that grass. So you guys, there'll still be things you need to mow,
yeah.
but we're really gonna be minimizing the amount of mowing that needs done in that park. It's gonna be much more native plants, grasses, stuff that's gonna invite native pollinators and birds and habitat for wildlife.
Now,
So
what
that's
you're
the long-term
planning on
project
us on planting there, are we gonna have to hack it down every fall, every spring?
I'm thinking one time in the spring, but that's where I want to talk to my master gardeners. The team of volunteers has multiple master gardeners on there with us, and that's part of the planning process, is determining what exactly is going to be the maintenance needs for this, so we can work with you guys to figure out what's going to be feasible. We're not trying to make a whole bunch of extra work for you, but what I'm thinking is we're going to be
Wintertime, the
replacing.
seeds for the birds,
Yeah, there's
seeds from the flowers and stuff. they'll be eating.
there's reasons that support native insects to wait until springtime.
They need that to hide.
Yeah, that's where like a lot of your butterflies and things like that will, they'll have larvas in those plants. But that's where we'll develop a solid plan with our master gardeners and let you know kind of what needs done. But what I'm thinking is we're gonna be replacing a huge chunk of mowing time with a smaller amount of go in and hack stuff, and we'll determine what kinds of things you can just leave lay, I mean, we're gonna have areas where you can cut it and just leave it. But there'll be other things that probably would need to be removed and, composted if we're still doing the composting with the leaves. Or, figuring out what the best alternative for that is. But that's one of the things on our agenda, is figuring out a solid maintenance plan on that. And if you'd like to be involved in those meetings, I can let you know when we're meeting, or I can just report to you, hey, this is what the master gardeners have said would need done if we're gonna have an area like this. Okay.
Now, maybe here in a couple weeks, once my life kind of calms down a little bit, hopefully.
Right, that's what we all hope, but then
Maybe
a couple weeks
I'll
come.
meet down there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we
yeah,
need to
got a
meet
couple
with you down there
lines.
to understand it.
I do better visualizing.
Yeah,
Down,
let's meet down
looking
there
at it.
sometime. Yeah. So do you want to let me know when things
Yeah.
slow down for you, and if I haven't heard from you in a few weeks, I'll hit you up.
Yep.
And yeah, we'd be happy to meet you out there, and I'd do better with that too. That's why I was trying to show you my terrible drawing.
Yeah.
Visually speaking, it's hard to understand what we're talking about without getting out there. So, and if it's before that you want to meet down there, let me know. If you're going to be out at that park sometime doing something and you might have an extra 5 minutes, let me know. So yeah, we talked about sod removal. We'd need landscape fabric, but I think Kathy has picked some of that up, and or we can pick it up. We would need the use of the gator to transport water, because there is no way to water stuff down in Hermance, right? There's not there's no spigot. One of the things I feel like might have went back to Dean's time here, I think the maintenance department used to have a pump that I think when they were watering stuff in Congdon before we had a spigot there, that they would
Out of the river.
pump out of the river to water stuff. Is that anything that might be feasible?
There's a small bladder and a pump
Okay,
on a wagon at the new cold storage building,
okay.
but we have to have electric to run it.
Well, we got it.
There's electric at the pavilion.
There's electric off of every one of those light poles down there.
Oh yeah, that's right. You discovered the light pole on the very back of the property.
Now,
has
are we
electrical
looking to-
connectivity too.
Just water the plants with it.
I'm thinking just for watering them in. Once they get established, I think the ground moisture and rain will take care of it, but it's just establishing new plants.
Yeah,
And for this first round, I don't think we're gonna have enough plants that we would need that.
I
But
think
when
that
we do the bigger planting, I think it might be beneficial to have a
you're
pump and a
talking about
sprinkler.
another year.
Yeah, we're talking a year out on that. So
Right.
this round, if we can have access to the gator and the water tank on the back of it, like we can take care of this round that we're talking about.
Now I am in the middle of building, so they had a big water tank that we put in the back of the truck. And we tried filling those gator bags with it. And gravity, it was taking forever. And then we
Mhm.
started out at Congdon. And we have, what, 400 foot of hose going around to all the trees. That wasn't feasible, so
Yeah.
the other day I bought a little 12-volt pump
Mhm.
to boost that gravity. And I'm gonna try that out
Okay.
on the trees, so if that works pretty good, I think we could use that for
Yeah.
all watering around town wherever we need it.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea. Let us
But
know
it
how that
won't fit
works.
in. That tank wouldn't fit on the gator.
Yeah, that's in the truck.
Yeah.
Um, is there a tank that goes on the gator that has a electric pump? That's what I'm remembering seeing Perry use to water the. So,
Mhm.
okay. So I think that would work for this planting that we're talking about, this first phase. I think that should work for us. And
The
that's
tank
not
needs-
talking about having your staff necessarily do that, like myself, other volunteers
Yeah.
and or Perry, I think can go and water this stuff
We
in.
just would have to ask, sorry,
Now,
Yeah.
who owns the gator?
the park board, but
Linda.
it belongs to the town, but the park board bought that. We've spent.
Linda's in charge.
I'm in charge of the gator. I'll let you guys use it if you're nice and clean it up.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You
If you
know.
ever use a gator, just make sure it's clean when you return.
Yeah.
Seems like that's.
And-
I will let you know.
And it has gas. Halloween, they left me without any gas.
That would've been
They thought it
great.
was electric.
Huh?
That would have been.
No, it
great.
wasn't. It was the town. They used it for the cemetery.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, there's one that uses it.
He did.
I think they use it for weed when they're spraying, didn't they?
I don't know. I knew, all I knew was there was any gas.
So just to recap, as far as needs from the maintenance staff for this planting project, for just for phase one for this September, we'll determine a date and let you know more than a week ahead of time. And what we'd need help with is the removal of the sod and the ordering of the rocks and the installing of the rocks. And if there's anything that you have that's like too much on your plate, if you're like, I'm not gonna have time to order that rock or determine how much needs to go in, let me know. I can do that too.
See,
I've
that
been a
one's gonna
landscaper
be-
for a while, so.
I don't know how we're actually gonna figure how much rock we're gonna need.
Okay.
So that one's kind of tricky. Yeah, my
Yeah.
side of it.
Okay, no, I
would
can
say
help with that.
Get a couple loads and go until we run out and
Right.
try to eyeball it.
Right.
So I don't know how that works with the budget on that one.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how much we have into this.
I don't know which specific fund we looked at, but we definitely looked at what we would have for this Hermance planting project. And because this year we're not gonna really need to be ordering as much plant material, I think we can financially cover the rock. And determining quantity, I'd have to go back and figure it out, but there's, formulas if you figure out your square footage. And if it's curved, I realize that's a little harder, but
Yeah,
that stuff I can
yeah.
estimate pretty well, and you determine how thick it's gonna be, and then most, rock places will tell you, oh, this is how many cubic yard or how many cubic feet you need. Well, this is how many loads you need. What I need help with is determining how much you can carry weight wise. Because I can tell you, okay, you need 8 cubic yards of this, but your truck might require like 15 trips to hold it,
Yeah. We'll probably.
So we'll need to
get it from
coordinate that.
Nitlock, correct?
Yeah, so they'd be just delivering it for us, right?
No, we go get it.
Oh, go get it, okay. So,
And to make it easier, we use big truck.
okay. So our step number one for us would be getting that sod taken out, or at least getting it marked where we're gonna take the sod out, because I would need that to do the estimate for how much rock we would need. So I will take care of that before our next meeting. And so we can get a quote and a vote on, the purchasing of the rock.
Thought this was waiting till September.
Well, if we wanna do the project in September, we'll need to probably approve the,
We got another, let's say August, September, okay.
You're about
This is going too fast, you
Yeah, I
guys.
know, yes, we need to get it moving.
Too fast.
Okay, so I will take care of the rock then, figuring out the quantity we need and talk to Niblock and get a quote for
That
that.
would help me out tremendously.
Okay, if you can handle the transporting of it and the putting it down, we'll get the date coordinated with you as well.
That saved me a lot of work.
Okay. I can do that. All right, and then from town hall staff, as far as this phase for planting, we would just ask if we can have some posts done on our social media. We'd like to open it, make sure this is open to the public, like let them know if there's anybody who wants to come and join our planning meetings. So when we have a date and time for our next planning meeting, could we get that put on the social medias and maybe the digital sign? We're also doing an inventory right now of how many plants we're gonna get. We need to determine the square footage of the area we're planting in, then we'll look at how many plants we're gonna have to see if we'll have enough to fill it. And if we feel like if we're gonna come up short, then, we can ask John to bring some hostas. Or we could put a post out just asking for people to offer donations and we would try to list specific kinds of plants or tell them if you have native plants that you need to thin out this fall. And then we also want to open up the planting day or days that we're going to do in September, to volunteers from the community. So if we could do a social media post and or sign notice asking for volunteers for that once we have planting dates. Okay. So we'll provide you guys with all those dates once we've got them figured out. And we'll keep this moving forward. Linda, did you have any questions, comments, anything to add on the next planting?
I have, none on that, but I have some more permanent spark stuff.
Okay, Austin, did you have anything to add or any questions? Any of you guys, any thoughts, questions regarding the Herman's planting? Okay, very good. And what did you have to cover?
I wanna know if the bottom of the road has been fixed.
We've only gotten one quote, so, or did we get two quotes? The washout project.
So Eric was just talking about that, and
We've got, the one quote's 40 grand. 40,000.
20,000.
Your face.
What is it there?
You just.
Well,
wanted to
we have-
I
shut
guess
me
we're
up
not,
real
we're not
fast.
gonna do that, but what is it they're suggesting needs?
Well, in order to fix it, we need to pull all of that rock out. We need to pour some cement, actually make a reel instead of just throw rocks into a low spot. Make a real curb and
And we
funnel
don't
the
have any
water.
way of coming back on
But-
these people.
Well, I mean, what we have works, it's just ugly. So what we're trying to do is make it look good. And we may be able to get it for like 30, but we're gonna be pouring. You've not been part of this yet?
No.
It's been Eric and I, okay. All right, well,
now
I
is
get you.
DNR gonna,
No, that's on our property.
yeah, but.
Isn't there already?
We're channelizing water into.
The water's already going there. And we're putting the rock back into a formed channel. Okay,
Right.
and then by creating curves there, we can actually seed around it. Because right now we're getting erosion and.
It was the
I like
old,
gray areas.
very, 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 very old boat launch,
Yeah,
right at the foot of the hill.
Okay,
That's what it was.
because I was gonna ask, I was thinking, don't we already have cement poured down there? But they just put
But-
rock on the old
but
boat launch.
when
well,
they
they
tore
pulled
that,
everything out.
when they tore that car out of there, they just tore the heck out of that cement.
So we only have a little minimal cement work to funnel the water into this rock chute. It's just a rock chute. And then you really can't grow anything on the sides because you get erosion and so if we want.
Bless it all.
Well, then where's the water going to go?
On the
Then,
curb.
then it's eventually gonna wash out.
Yeah, it's
Where,
gonna
wherever
wash
it goes
out
to,
somewhere.
it's gonna
And then
wash
it's-
out.
Wash out.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we got one, no, I think we've gotten 2 quotes now. And one was 40, I think the other was 30 or 28. We need to revisit that.
Is that because of the difficulty of pouring a concrete funnel it's like basically
it's a
in the
curved-
water?
2 curved walls and
Mhm.
some excavation. And see, I think we could use the backhoe and pull all those stones out of there.
And John can do that, right? He can just do the whole thing.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Well,
Get
it
a
might look
cement
completely
mixer,
different
add
after
it
you
to
get
his
those
list.
rocks out of there. You might want, so that might be.
Yeah.
So the
Sure
current
we
issue
do.
is not just that it looks bad, like we're actually having erosion issues that are,
On the sides, that's the reason we can't get anything established there that looks
Okay.
decent. And
and the whole point of the rocks was to stop the erosion, so.
yeah, it's either that or we just create a plain old asphalt or concrete chute and just let the water go right into the river. That might be cheapest of all.
I think we probably need that riprap or some kind of stone to filter the trash and the gunk before it hits the river.
Yeah,
There would be some trash and gunk.
Yeah.
I had suggested a culvert at one time, with the angle grade that pushes the trash.
Sounds like a stormwater project.
It is.
It could be. Well, in
Yeah.
fact, I was thinking we were gonna use stormwater monies. Now that you mentioned that. We're gonna
okay,
use some
yeah, I
stormwater
wondered about that, because that seems like
Not
that's a little bit out
not
of
part of
parks. Okay,
monies.
okay.
Yeah,
Your asphalt.
no, that's right. It
Oh.
was not going to be park funds. It was gonna be stormwater.
If you
funds.
can get Eric to find those quotes,
I've got the quotes.
print them off, give them to me,
Yeah, I'll
or
get-
email them, that way I can print them off. I like seeing,
yeah. One was pretty extensive. It had lots of options. I'll get those to you. For some reason, I thought you had initiated that, but you haven't been here long enough. Okay. Anyways, we are working on it.
Just another thing you inherited. Just another thing
Just
you
seems like you've
inherited.
been around forever. So the answer is we're working on it.
My review.
All right.
We're working on it.
Okay, does that satisfy your curiosity for now?
Yep.
On the brain?
Partly I waited to see how far Niblock's project was going down Apollo, and once I determined they were not going that close, then I figured, well, we can go ahead and do it. And then I was waiting on the 3rd quote. We're still waiting for the 3rd quote,
Okay,
but we may reconfigure the project.
all right, but just to reiterate, you're talking about using stormwater
Yep.
budget out of the towns,
Yep.
not the park, okay, very good. Austin, did you have any questions regarding that? The other thing you guys mentioned was something from Donna Anderson. when we were
Just
at
do
the
exercise classes at her man's park starting in August. And these are new classes. She was supposed to send me a video of her requesting this from her hospital bed because she hurt her back.
Oh, goodness.
She never sent the video. So do you remember if this is some dance thing or what the exercise is?
She has done cardio driving, doesn't she?
I was gonna ask, is this the same person who did cardio drumming?
Yes.
Same person, but different class?
Correct. So about 2 months ago, she came to the town council meeting and just expressed she would like to do some classes. But what did the council want? The council said, let's throw a survey out there. So we did on Facebook, and I don't know, we had 5 or 6 different types of workout classes. So I sent her the results of that. And then she's basically combined, I think, 2 or 3 of those top into a class. So it's like cardio, it's dance,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not cardio drumming any longer.
Oh,
She's still doing that Saturdays at the park. but
So she'll still do cardio drumming?
I don't know about the winter, but she does it
Okay.
Saturday mornings in Condon Park.
Great.
She'd like to ask for $5 donation from each person that attends. Usually she said usually these classes cost $15 per person, just cost, but she'd just say $5 donation is requested. So,
And that's why she's bringing to the park
yeah,
board.
so she wanted
It's gonna
your
be-
permission to do that. Cause it's rent free, right?
mhm.
Yeah, we don't charge.
Yeah,
her.
we don't charge her.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know in the past, we've said if anybody's gonna use the facilities to raise funds, that's definitely something we want brought to our attention. So we appreciate, you guys doing that. My feeling with regards to use of, our park properties for exercise classes is it's bringing people to the parks. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
Provided that those days don't interfere, especially if we're talking with the Hermann's Pavilion, that the exercise doesn't interfere with, potential rentals.
Tuesday nights, and generally we don't have a lot of rentals.
Okay, and do you,
Seems like it.
do you
well,
keep now with the new-
$5 doesn't seem like much. I mean, if somebody, she's not profiting off of us at $5 a person, come on, so.
And plus she pays back and she cleans our windows twice a year.
Yeah.
And she does
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay, that was the other thing I was gonna ask, is if we have any kind of an added cost from the use of it, like needing to clean up after things. So she's keeping it clean, she's cleaning the windows,
The roof
not
is-
interfering with
the whole
rentals.
roof is.
Yeah,
Mhm.
great.
Mhm.
When, if somebody does want to rent it on a Tuesday, is that still a possibility, or do you block that out?
Usually we let Donna know if there's a,
Okay.
Yeah.
So she could just reschedule and or cancel.
Yeah.
So if somebody does want to rent the pavilion, we can still use it for that. Yeah, my personal feeling is if it doesn't interfere with rentals, if she's charging a minimal donation requested, and if they're not causing any extra cost to our staff, I'm supportive of anything that people are doing to bring
Mhm.
more folks into our parks. So,
I'm
do
for
you need
that.
a vote for
I think it'd be
approval?
good. for
Yeah, I
them
think we
to-
should, since
Okay.
she's charging.
Okay, and so do you know a day or that she's planning to do this one?
Just in August, she said she wanted to start in August, so
Okay,
that's all she told me.
so,
Yeah, I think it's on my old phone. I could go back and verify, but
okay,
I
if you
wanna say
can,
Tuesdays.
if you can let us know for sure what day, and we don't need that for the vote, you can get it later if you
Okay,
want.
fine.
Okay,
Now, with her doing a workout thing in her hands, it kind of brings up, Denise had a complaint about down there is they didn't realize that there wasn't any AC.
oh, yeah,
So I've really only been in her hands twice and I haven't paid attention. Supposedly there's a big fan in there. What is it, just like a big stand-up fan?
Yeah,
What about getting a couple air movers to put on the ground?
yeah, it might move more, that would move more air. for
Yeah.
sure.
And the cooler air's on the ground.
Yeah,
is that a
That's up to
recent,
you guys, on if you guys wanna buy that, I can stop and get them. I can, next time,
What do they cost?
well, depends on the size you wanna get, anywhere from probably $100 to $300. I'll look on Amazon really fast just to get a rough idea.
what are you ranting about?
if it doesn't have to do with Hermance, we're not allowed to talk about it yet.
It
You gotta
does.
wait. Oh,
It's from Donna.
okay. So, John, I would lean towards saying, if you can get us some costs for the fans by next meeting, so we could make a decision with the full park board, that's what I would lean towards. But I haven't been part of the conversations with Denise. I didn't know if we're having a lot of
Every year we get
complaints or concerns.
complaints. Yeah, people just expect it to be air conditioned and they've never been there before.
Right. I
Actually,
was aware of like one big one. I don't know if it was earlier this year or if it was towards the
Now,
end
do you
of
know
last year.
what air mover looks like?
Yeah. Well, I do want to show it to.
Are those things that are.
I think it's a flat panel that sits against the
Yeah.
ground.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
And those might be nice to
It
have if
moves
we ever
air.
have flooding in there.
Yes.
I have a little more
Yes.
quickly.
I have a small one, I have 30 by 40 pole barn. And when I was working out there in the summertime, working on whatever,
Yeah.
it get pretty nasty, and then you put that thing on the floor, it's night and day difference.
Mhm.
So I
For your work
think,
fan.
Humidity back in
Yeah.
there.
so I
One of those
think
for your work fan.
two smaller ones, maybe 3, which roughly $89 to. I would say go with the smaller ones, that way it's easier for someone smaller to move around.
So you say they're about $80 a piece,
Yeah,
$240 then, $250. Yeah. If you say yes, we'll get them.
I'd say yes.
Okay, do you want to make that in the form of a motion or? All
How
right,
many are you talking about?
3 fans for
Three.
Yeah.
250 or less, okay.
I move that we buy 3, what do you call those, John?
Air movers.
Air movers. For total
$8
cost
piece.
of
$250.
$240, $250.
Yep. I can get what I can get for $250.
Okay,
And you guys can make sure that you're working that out with renters, that they're not walking off, that they're in storage, picked up,
Oh,
returned before and after rentals.
Yeah, we inspect them.
Yeah, we inspect.
They're gone, they're buying us a new one.
Yeah, they're not getting their deposit back, are they?
Yeah, is the deposit gonna cover the deposit's what, 250?
No.
It's 200. Okay.
It will cover 1 3/4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, is that something that you guys would want to consider adding extra deposit if someone is gonna borrow all 3? Or,
No, nobody's walked off.
no,
No,
you just leave them alone. Just put them in there and
okay,
let them go.
We can add that.
all right. So Linda made a motion to purchase 3 air movers at a cost of approximately $250 for the Hermance Pavilion. I'll second. All in favor? Austin?
Aye.
Linda?
Why?
I am an aye. Vote carries. All in favor to grab some air movers for Hermance Park. Thank you for
Aye.
that suggestion, John.
Did you agree to make a motion for Dawn when I walked out? Or did I get
We did
called?
not yet.
Okay, so I can just give you a little more information.
Yep.
So she's gonna be doing a 45-minute dance fits class with a 10-minute hip hop stretch. No equipment's needed. The reason why she's asking $5 is she pays $20 a month to keep her Apple Music, so just to help offset a little bit of that. She would like to do it on Tuesdays instead of starting in August then. Because at first, when she first asked me, she was gonna start like mid-June, but I'm like, yeah, we can wait for the park board to get this approved. So, the other thing I just want to share that she, and I agree with her 100%. Another reason she's asking for $5, just a small fee, it shows value to the class.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
And it's just a requested donation. So if there were people who literally couldn't afford it and wanted to come, they could still come,
I
right?
don't have an issue with that.
My only question, I guess, would be, Mike, I don't know if you know this, if we're having something that, I guess it's a requested donation, so I don't think this would be an issue, but is there any like legal liability or anything that the parks have
Not
with
that
someone being
I'm aware of. As
injured? And
long as you guys are okay with it, it's fine, yeah.
We have insurance.
so the liability is on us, is no. Okay. Well, like I said, I like the sound of that. If it's gonna be on Tuesdays, not interfering with other park rentals, and she wants to do a $5 donation requested from attendees, I'm in favor of that. So I would make a motion to allow Donna Anderson to run her weekly exercise classes on Tuesdays in the Hermance Pavilion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Linda seconds. All in favor? Austin?
Aye.
Michael is an aye. Linda?
Aye.
Vote carries. All in favor. You can let Donna know she's good to go starting in August on Tuesdays. And have her let us know if there's anything else we can do to help support it. Do a Facebook post,
We'll
put it on the
definitely
sign,
pull
that
it
kind of
up.
thing. So, yeah.
Yes, I will. I expect she'll call me tomorrow anyway.
A little fun fact, Dawn's also a comedian.
Hmm?
She's also a comedian, and every other Monday, probably not yesterday, she's in the hospital, or I don't know what the rotation of Mondays, she does free comedy at Redbird.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, family
All
friendly.
right. That's good to know.
She does dirty dancing classes, but you didn't say it. That was in the text. She didn't say it. It was clean comedy.
Clean comedy with dirty
Dirty
dancing. Okay. Like the movie, right? Great.
That's what she did.
Okay. Do we have anything else on Hermance Park? Okay. Nope. Moving forward, does anybody have any old business they'd like to bring back to the table? Nope. Okay, looking forward, I'm just going back to, I know we discussed this at the last meeting. But I would like to begin the community outreach regarding the memorial at Memorial Park after that rebuild. And I had discussed providing Mike with something we can post and or share with the public. But I just wanted to check with the park board. Would you guys like to see the text of that proposal before we publish it? Or are you comfortable with me just sending it to Mike?
I would like to see it.
Okay. Okay, Mike, then I'll share that with the board. We'll get it figured out, the final text for how we would like that to look. And if we have that done before next meeting, we'll get that shared with you so we can start getting some community feedback on that. Any questions, comments, or concerns regarding that? Austin? Linda?
Mm-mm.
Anybody in the peanut gallery? Okay. That is all we've got, unless anybody has anything else to add. Okay, very good. Next meeting is next Tuesday, not Thursday, right, Mike? Tuesday, August 4th at 6 p.m. and right here in Town Hall. I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Linda?
Hi.